My husband's here helping me out for a minute, but we'll get this started. First of all, welcome everyone. We're so happy that you guys are all here tonight. Can I move this?
Yeah, just close it.
Okay, sorry, a little something there for a minute. Everybody can hear me okay? Yes?
Perfect.
Can you all hear me?
Uh-huh.
All right. All right. Well, first of all, again, welcome everyone. We're so glad that you guys are all here tonight. And we are super excited what's going to go on tonight. So just be alert and ready. But first of all, let's go on ahead, and before we get started, let's go on ahead and open in prayer for our wonderful meeting tonight. So let's all pray. Heavenly Father, we just thank you, first of all, for this opportunity tonight. We thank you, Lord, for just guiding us today, being with us, walking through us our day today, Lord. And as we come together tonight, Father, I thank you, Lord, that we're all here with an anticipation to learn and to grow, not just for our business, but as individuals, to grow in ourselves as well. So, Lord, we ask that you would just open our hearts and our minds and our ears to the understanding of what we're going to learn tonight. And for those who are doing the wonderful topics tonight, Miss Alana, Miss Cindy, Miss Brittany, and Miss Amy, Father, I thank you that you're going to give them the words to speak that are clear and able for us to understand and have clarity for us and for them as well. I thank you for this now, Father, for this wonderful time tonight in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Well, again, we just want to say welcome everyone. We're so happy that you guys are here. My name is Ruth. For those who may not know who I am a consultant, and I am with the director, Miss Nancy King. Give it up for Miss Nancy. Woo, woo, woo. All right. So what we want to do before we get started with everything, we do have a few announcements or just reminders, basically. And before I do that, I do want to say thank you very much to our wonderful directors and leaders, mentors, who have honestly just been a blessing to all our lives, whether as a group or as individuals who have their personal directors, Miss Christy, Miss Mary Beth, and of course, Miss Nancy. We're so grateful for you all for the impartation of what you give to us, what you bring into our lives, and what you've taught us. And you're never too old to learn, and you're never too young to learn new things, because sometimes we think we may know it all, but we don't know it all. So it's great to get perspective from other people. So again, thank you for being a part of our lives and imparting in us and equipping us in training and giving us the understanding of skills and things that maybe we didn't know we even had in us. So again, thank you all. I do want to just a few reminders or announcements. Again, ladies, just a reminder, PCP deadline is coming up. That's on January 17th. January 17th is just around the corner. This is the last day to enroll. I don't care if it's one person or if it's 70 people. What you want to do is make sure that you think about anybody and everybody. This is the cheapest way that you can get a catalog out. You're talking about 70 cents a person, where it would cost you way more if you had to mail one out for each person. So just think about all the people, whether it's your sister-in-law or outlaws, ha ha ha. Oops, I said that. No, I have great in-laws. I love all my sister-in-laws. I have lots of sister-in-laws. But honestly, seriously, just think about it. I know you could cross the street and pass one to your neighbor across the street, but you know what? It's even more exciting and it's even more interesting when the person receives it. They feel special when it came in the mail for them, even though you live across the street from them. Okay, so just a reminder, again, that's just 70 cents. So we're looking at something way cheaper. Another thing we want to remind you all is our wonderful assessment tests that we all had last week. Remember, we were told to do these wonderful things. I know I remember when Miss Nancy sent me the list, I was like, I think I spent like a whole day literally doing these. Now, mind you, I'm older than many of you, but in my lifetime and in business, I have done many an assessment tests, and I'm sure many of you have too. So I know that you go back looking at them and you're like, great, I remember these. Oh, I have to do this again? Wonderful. But you know what I did find out though is the fact that if you've taken these before and you've been in life a little longer in season, you find out that there's new perspectives of yourself. You find out that maybe you have changed or you have grown in certain that's probably the one good thing about this, is that you start to learn that there are things that you didn't see yourself maybe before that you do now. And I think I was thinking about even the love language test. That made me laugh because I thought, this is backwards. Like, what? But I realized it's because there's other things in my life that have changed since the first time I took that. And the same thing with the DISC test. It's still pretty much similar, except that two things are exactly the same and the other two stay the same. I'm not sharing at the moment, but if I'm asked to share, I will, but I'm not going to share right now. But anyway, I do encourage you all, if you've not finished your assessment test, please do those. The ones that our lovely directors gave us to do is just to help them help you, to encourage you in the areas that maybe you don't understand in something in the assessment test that you receive that you're thinking, I didn't quite understand. What does this mean? What is it applying to me in that aspect of that area in my life? Like that characteristic trait of my life. Maybe they could help you into really, focusing and understanding what that particular trait may be that you're not familiar with, or maybe in your life you thought it was a weaker area where now it's become something stronger, and you just need to kind of learn about it a little bit better. So we do want to do that, just to remind you to do that. If you haven't done so, just touch base with your directors and make sure you get that done, okay? Also, tonight we want to go on ahead and we want to do some recognition. So first of all, ladies, who here has opened their store this last week? If I can get a hey, hey, wave it up. All right, awesome. Good job, ladies. Good job. All right, and who by any chance at a $100 day? Can you give me a hey? All right, that's great. Wonderful, good job. How about multiples? Who had multiples? Multiple $100 days. Anybody? I can't see everybody. Let me see, I'm making sure. All right. Okay, and how about who added a new team member this week? Anyone add? I know that's a lot, man. I'm like, if you got a new member this week, I'm like, you go, girl, because I'm like, wow, that's big stuff. I'll open your store and get a new team member. I mean, you're like Superwoman. I'm just saying. Not even Wonder Woman, you're just Superwoman. All right. All right, let's see. Anyone has anything else that you'd like to share, maybe that we didn't ask or talk about? Something that maybe you did this week that was very different for you. I mean, it could be something as simple as I spoke to a stranger about Mary Kay, because I know for some of us, that's not the most exciting thing to do. Am I right? For some of us. But anyway, I won't go into that one. But if you did, that's awesome. If you did something special this week, then please let me know. I'm trying to see here. I'm looking at all our little notations here. Okay. Okay, so I'm being told that prices have changed. They're not, it's a little bit more. Is that what I'm hearing, Miss Alana?
The CDS prices, yes.
Okay. All right, so then we have those changes. As you can see, she's noted that there for you all. Of course, you can always go if you want to just get more information and learn more about if you're new here, or if you're a seasoned person and you want to know what changes are going on, always go on In Touch to help you, just give you new information. Of course, we all know I just saw this week, the new product that our lovely directors were telling us about. I'm hoping to try it because I have such a happy, sensitive skin, So I think I'll just dive in with the milk. I might just put it together. I might have to. I don't know. I'm a little nervous, but at the same time, I'm excited. I do want to try it. I think that'd be wonderful, especially for those of us, more up in age. But for you young ones, girl, you got to start early. You got to start early. It's the most important thing. You got to use what you sell so that they could see, what? I'm 50 and I look like I'm 25. Just kidding. You know what I'm saying? But seriously, I think it's wonderful if you guys just check that out. Don't forget to do that. I think that's very important. That'll be very helpful for you. So get back on that In Touch. If you have not this week, touch base and see what's happening new in our company. That would be beneficial for you. Okay. All right. Well, let's go on ahead. And so that we don't waste any time, I want to go on ahead and move on into our first subject for tonight. And I'm excited about it because I'm a newbie in the sense of I've not yet done this because I didn't start but just this year. So this evening, our first section, we're going to be talking about our first topic is about taxes. Yay for taxes. But it's such a wonderful subject, yes. So we have the lovely Miss Alana and Miss Cindy who are going to be going ahead and giving us information. I'm looking forward to writing all your notes down so I can learn, as this is my first year of doing the taxes with MK. So let's go on ahead and let's give it a good shout out with our hands for Miss Alana and Miss Cindy. Woohoo! Take it away, Miss Alana.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. First and foremost, before we dive into taxes, we are obviously not going to go into extreme detail with you guys tonight. That would most definitely require a lot more time than just an hour, first of all. And second of all, we are not tax professionals. We are just here to give you some tips and tricks that we have used throughout the years, like some of the different tools we use and, you know, some things to relieve some stress. It is not too late to complete some of the like a year-end tax checklist. This will be my 4th year in the business. And, you know, I have sometimes done the year-end tax checklist in like March or April. I mean, and like guesstimating back. So I would not suggest to do that. That's why I was really passionate about bringing this to you guys right here, right now, because this is the time, the best, like if you do have to estimate today, it's much better than trying to estimate 3 months from now, right? So, especially because, you know, with small businesses, we do have the chance to get audited and we want to make sure we have some meticulous records. So I just wanted to put that out there, and we're going to try not to bore you. Hopefully I'll crack enough jokes that you guys will be laughing with me or at me. Either way, I'm good. So I'm going to go ahead and do a screen share of one of the, sorry, trying to find it. There it is. Sorry. Can you guys see this tax workbook? Yes. Okay, awesome. Okay, so this is something that I actually have received and looked at a couple of different times from a couple of different directors, and I just felt like this was very user friendly and simple, not too overwhelming to look at. So that's why I wanted to share it with you guys. I'm not going to go into every nitty gritty little thing about it, but you can go ahead and start this year-end tax checklist for you. Like, take inventory. That's the first and foremost thing. You want to put down what your inventory was as of last year. Like, I have started this a few days after I've gotten some new product in or something, and I'm just like, okay, I need to remember to take what I've already put into it in 2021. I need to make sure those don't go at my end of 2020 taxes. So take inventory. You can go ahead and do this by starting an order on InTouch. But I actually use an Excel spreadsheet that has all of the different products, like our regular line, our limited edition items, our discontinued items. I have an Excel spreadsheet that I can share with everybody. I can share with the different directors so they can share it amongst everybody if you're like an Excel spreadsheet kind of person. I actually literally printed it off, went through all of my inventory on January 1st and like marked out how many I had and all of that fun stuff. And then I went back in and put it into the system because it's just too hard to be scrolling through on my laptop. So I think Cindy uses another type of really awesome software. It sounds like I need to look more into this. And I want Cindy to share on that really quick before we go into, and anybody else who uses anything else, like if Amy or Brittany use something else, please share that before we move on to the next thing.
Well, she's talking about Boulevard. It's a program that was created by a sister consultant years ago. And so it basically does the same thing. And what I can do is put all my inventory in, and then I use to make invoices or receipts, and then it takes it out for me. So later I can print out a report and it'll tell me what I should have or what I've already sold. So then I just go back and double check. And if something needs to be fixed, I can, fix it. But I love the thing. And I use a desktop. Nancy uses the new one, online Boulevard, so it can go anywhere she is now. Anytime she has a laptop, she can open it up. But mine, I have to keep it at home. But I mean, it's wonderful. If you haven't seen it, I mean, to me, it's a little more in depth than the one Mary Kay has. That one I'm not too familiar with because I love Boulevard.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and we all have all of our, we'll have our own likes and dislikes. And we have things that we gravitate towards. I like my Excel spreadsheet because I put it into Google Sheets and it goes everywhere with me. It doesn't do any calculations for me yet, but I'm gonna figure that out. And if not, I'm gonna pick Christy's brain because she's really good at all of that techie stuff. So yeah. Amy or Brittany, do you guys use anything different, or do you guys go in and like make us an order on In Touch? I know some people do that.
What I do is I take when you have the sheet that you can print out that Mary Beth sent us, the inventory sheet, like we were going to order, put in an order, and I always do one of those, and I put it like in the front of my cabinet where I keep my inventory. So I kind of can glance at it and say, oh yeah, I do have this, but I usually will do that. Usually the last week of December, I do inventory. Not that I stop selling, but it's where I take my big inventory, and I have that for all year. So I'm kind of constantly kind of looking at it, scrolling down, saying, okay. And I also use the customer, when you go in touch and use your customers to order, if you're ordering from customer direct or if you're ordering from your inventory, it will also calculate that. You can run those reports too to match it up with what you have manually.
So awesome. So awesome. Okay. The next thing that you definitely want to do at this point, really don't try and estimate this any further than like mid-January. Document your ending mileage. Right? Take a picture of your mileage, what it is now. Like, I know between like January 1st and today, I know where I've been. I know that really all I've done is go to work, and I went up to Huntsville and back. And I can take all of that, well, actually I went to Decatur and back, but I can take all of that and like subtract that to get my year-end mileage if I wanted to. But what I actually use is, and there are a couple different things you can do. I actually pay for a service. It's called Intuit QuickBooks, and it's an app that tracks my mileage. So like automatically, since I have my phone on me, no matter what, it will document where I'm going, and I can go in and just like swipe whether it's personal or swipe the other way and document where I went and what I did, like whether it was for training or whether it was for a facial or a party or whatnot. So, or just dropping product off, mailing product off if I went to the post office. So I like that. It takes a lot of thought process out of it for me, the money, but to me it's a worthy business expense in my life. There, you can also like go in and you can just have like a mileage tracker where you write down like the amount of miles that you've driven from point A to point B, and just have like a piece of paper in the car. I know that people have done that in the past. Are there any other different types of ways that other people have tracked their mileage?
I was gonna say, maybe for some people that are like newer, it just tracking it, period. Getting a notebook and keeping it in your car and logging it every time that you go and do something that's related to your business. And then as you grow your business and as you get more technology and know more technology, then, step it up maybe to something like that you're doing, but just getting it written down and documented is good.
Yes, yes, I completely agree, Brittany. Like, I think the first year, what I did was, I went through my calendar. Like, I'm not always extraordinarily great. I'll own this personal moment, right? Like, I'm not always extraordinarily great at keeping up with my own tracking when it comes to like those kind of things. Like sometimes it gets a little overwhelming for me, and then I just have to have a talk with myself, a talk with Christy to get my head back on straight and be like, okay, get back to it. So I would thankfully have my calendar where I could say, okay, I went to training on this date and I know it's this mileage, so I could at least go back and do that. So it doesn't require perfection, but yeah, just having like, get yourself into the habit. It's all about falling in love with that process, right? Like making sure that you are getting back from your business what you deserve. And mileage is a huge, huge, huge tax deduction.
To add to that, I also, the first year that I started, it was a great habit to have, is your Mary Kay planner. As you're doing your appointments or you're setting your months up, it has each individual like block day, but then it has appointment list. And I would always go in and put my mileage, like my round trip mileage to and from. So I knew on that day when I was doing either, hosting that party or going to a training, I would have that mileage in there. So also at the end of the year, when I close out all of my books, I would put that in the front so I could go back and reference, if I'm ever audited, I could open it up and say, yes, this is where I was on this day, so I could do the mileage that way.
Yes, yes. That's so awesome. Another thing that you want to do is you want to go in and make sure you measure the square footage of your Mary Kay office space, whether it's a closet or whether it's an office. This office actually is really strictly used for my Mary Kay purposes. So I do get to take this square footage and 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 put that into, because it's like it's a tax deduction, a portion of your home, a portion of the utilities based on the ratio out of the house. So all of those things, make sure you're documenting that. That way you are, if it is something that is strictly used for your business, like make sure that you're being a smart business person and making that into a deduction, so that way you can use that, right? um a couple more things before I hand the rest of this information over to Cindy. I do want you guys to know that the company is going to provide, they do provide a report of your orders from last year. There is actually a way that you can have Mary Kay to email you a record of all of your CDS orders throughout the year. I can give that information. It's within this tax workbook email that you can use. There are also reports that you can generate. If you go into order history, you can do it that way. And they also will be sending commissions information like the 1099. I think it's a new form, NEC, this year. So that is like the commissions and all of that, like prizes. It's going to have information about like your PCP orders. There's also an income advisory statement. If you go under my business on InTouch, then go to the report section, they're going to have an income advisory statement in there, and it's going to tell you like how much did you spend in some of these areas, and they have it all done for you. They haven't posted it as of yesterday. It was the last time I looked, just FYI. So but they are all available. A lot of that information is available on InTouch to make your life a little bit easier. And from here, I'm going to go ahead and hand over the rest of this portion to Cindy.
Thank you. If you could show that Schedule C form for me.
Can you see it now?
I mean, yes. There you go. Okay, that's what I'm going to be talking about, the Schedule C form, just to not get into detail because you can read it. But if you go into Mary Kay InTouch, and if you go on the right-hand side, that search engine, if you type in taxes, then it'll show up all these things about taxes. But the first one is tax tips. And then if you go into that, click onto that, you can go down. I think it's about 6 or 7 little things, that the topics, and it's tax essentials. Right now it has 2019, but I'm sure they haven't really changed much on it. But you'd still have to talk to a tax advisor to make sure. But I mean, it has tons of information. I mean, pages and pages on it. And it does, somebody was asking about cell phones. It does give you a checklist of what you can and can't do, or well, mainly what you can do. So like business use for the home expense, you said the repairs, maintenance, receipts, insurance, premiums, mortgage interests, apparently painting and roofing too. I didn't realize that. And then it'll go down to your car expenses, gas receipts, repairs, tires, oil. I mean, I guess I'm bad. I've been in it too long, but Nancy's been getting after me that I'm not keeping all my receipts for everything, and I'm losing out on it, on the tax stuff. But it just goes, if, like I said, if you go into Mary Kay In Touch, it really gives you more detail on it. I'm trying to see what else they said, business telephone bills, dues, and then the Schedule C form, that's what I want to talk about. There, it really gets into, I used to have a real easy cheat sheet and I cannot find it. I mean, it gives you each line of exactly where you put your information on, but in this form, it does list all the Schedule C line by line. So like I said, I'm not going to read it all, but when you have questions or anything like that on preferred, where do you put on, for example, part 1 income, it says, it'll tell you that you need to put your personal sales, your skincare classes, facials, on the go, reorders, PCP, preferred customer, company awards, incentives, prizes. I mean, all that stuff. Like I said, it gives you details on what you should, where it should go. And then, like I said, it goes line by line, gross receipts and returns, cost of goods. Like I said, I'm not going to go through all of it, but I mean, it was really interesting because I didn't realize what or how much Mary Kay In Touch actually has everything for us there. We just got to look at it, read it. But anyway, so if I can find the easier cheat sheet, I'll pass it along. But like I said, it's just sheets and sheets of it. So sorry. Oh, yeah. And then you can print it out too if you'd like. I'm more visual, so versus online. So there you go. That was mine.
Thank you so much, Cindy. I know that you are so into the Schedule C, so I definitely wanted to give that up to you. Just as a little reminder, you guys, you can 100% pay an accountant, find one that knows small in-home businesses, and especially if they have experience with Mary Kay or cosmetics businesses. We are actually quite unique even in the cosmetic industry when it comes to how our business works in the tax world. I have in the past used one that almost exclusively works with Mary Kay and really understands our particular business model as to how it compares to other cosmetics businesses. It does cost a little bit of money, which, the next year is the tax deduction. But I guess, to each their own. You can totally use something like TurboTax. Make sure that you're filing a Schedule C with that, just like Cindy went over. So hopefully Cindy can find that little cheat sheet. I have a very in-depth Excel spreadsheet that Christy was so gracious to share with me a couple of years ago, but that would require its own session and probably almost like a Saturday Power Day kind of training. So just FYI, I would not throw that upon any of you. So does anybody have any questions about or comments or any other ideas about taxes before we move on to our next section? Nothing. Everybody feel okay about taxes? I know it's early, but like we said, we just sort of wanted to get that information out there. Yeah. Okie dokie. So, if you guys will give me just a moment. Thank you guys so much for listening to taxes. It's, not the most fun topic in the world, but we do appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and, just transition us into the next topic. So we have amazing Amy and Brittany that were really passionate about coming up with ideas and finding some ideas for how we continue our business after a huge holiday. Like there's always like this rush coming up to Christmas, right? And when it's over, it's like, okay, what do I do now? And I just sold to everybody. How do I continue? How do I sell anything else? Right? Like I just had all these sales, maybe in a couple months, they're going to come back and reorder some stuff. Well, what do I do in the meantime? Because, I still want that sparkling thing in January. So take it away, Amy and Brittany, on how we're going to do that.
Okay, well, I'm going to go first about how to continue your business after major holidays. And a lot of these are just best practices or things that I've listened to when we've gone to seminar or career conference where I've listened to people talk about what they do in their business. So it was really important to me that the first thing is we've come out of Christmas. And so, I don't know, I'm like a kid. If you don't get everything you want for Christmas, I apply that to my business. So I kind of reach out to my customers. I'll go down and run a customer list and kind of reach out to them and say, hey, did Santa bring you everything you wanted? And if Santa didn't bring that special person everything they wanted, I suggest that we do, she hosts a virtual show or a facial for me online, and that we do some sales and we better get her everything that she wants, and she can shop at my discount for the things that Santa didn't bring her. It's real important that in the business you realize that we are people's Santas, and we do call those husbands, those spouses, those moms, those dads, whoever is that person's Santa. But a lot of times there's so many personal things that we won't tell someone that we need, or especially when it comes to our personal, our cosmetics and our skincare line. So it's real important to follow through with your customers during that January timeframe, especially if that customer may have purchased tons of things for other people, but nothing for herself. So it's a good time of the year to be able to capitalize on that and fill your books with one-on-one facials, or hey, do you have a couple girlfriends? We can do a wind down Wednesday, and work on getting you the products that you'd like to have. So that was one of the best practices that I really it took me a first Christmas holiday to realize that, hey, this is what we could do into January. And I follow that through with called a New Year, New You makeovers. And a lot of times, I have friends, and I'm guilty myself, that we get on one thing that we really like. Like before Mary Beth come to me as my consultant, I didn't wear very much eye makeup. I'm like, what do you mean foundation, primer? What is this? So a lot of times I like to make sure that our customers are seeing what new products are out there, that they're able to touch them, to feel them, to use them. I have opened my business back up a little bit as far as one-on-ones. I do see a lot of my customers one-on-one now. I'll go in with the mask and everything, but it's important that they get to touch those products and see what it can make, how it can make a difference into their new year or their new look. Because a lot of times, I will go and get my hair done in January so I can have that new winter look or spring look. So I think that makeup or our skincare line should follow along with how we get our hair done, right? Fall, you get a fall look. Spring, you get a spring look. So it's important that we align our customers with the needs that we know that they have, that they're using. So that another thing I like to do is planning on the big holidays. Like I look at this like I'm a retail store. And guess what, ladies? Things are already out for Valentine's Day, and I'm already open for Valentine's Day. So open to talking to those spouses and those spouses and all the friends that they have in their lives. A lot of times we think that maybe it's just that male in your life, but for years, my mom and dad sent me Valentine's. So I always want to target parents or people that I know that may want to give that extra special, daughter or daughter-in-law gifts or things that make them real, understand that Valentine's Day that they are very special. So I try to look at the next coming holiday. So, once we've out of Christmas mode, by the time mid-December is, I'm already thinking about, hey, what's going on in February? Like, hey, now we're going into Easter. We're filling those Easter baskets. So there's always something to plan for. And you may get into a point where, like, oh, I'm, getting your schedule ready, or you're looking at your books and you don't have a lot of people in your books. You can think about, hey, there are upcoming holidays. They're going to buy from Walmart or CVS or Dillard's or wherever to fill those baskets. Why don't they fill that basket from my inventory? So it's really important to take advantage of all your holidays that are rolling through the years. And the thing that's so wonderful about Mary Kay, as we mentioned earlier, the PCP program. Well, the PCP program, those lookbooks come out at a very opportunity time for the holidays. Like they're coming out in the mailers prior to Valentine's Day, but you can use those products to fill those Easter baskets or to do a March Madness sale. Whatever you may want to do during this time frame in the spring is you're going to look for those next holidays or those next opportunities to give your customer that wow experience, because they're not thinking about those things. You see them, everybody, 48 hours before a holiday, they're running down Walmart and picking everything up off the shelf, and it may not even be crap that they want. So let's take advantage of the opportunity to give our customers, they're like family, give them the things that they are looking for before they even know that they're looking for it. So those, a few other things, like you said, the PCP program, engaging in the product, engaging in the customer. Once those books go out, you do the follow through, and I love it because, our director is really cute. She puts her face by her book and standing by her little mailbox out there on this little road that I know she probably will get hit half the time, but she's standing out there taking her picture and saying, hey, they're there, getting their customers to respond or to engage, and they're getting that free sample of a product, of a new product that's been released or something that they could have a benefit from. So those are just a few things that I have to share. Do you guys have any questions? I mean, they're just best practices that I've watched my sister consultants, I've watched my directors, I've watched people from throughout the organization use to keep their business going. Questions? No? So Brittany,
I love your ideas, Amy. I have written all of them down, and I'm going to be cherry picking to see which ones are going to work, which ones will fit more with certain customers too, right?
Yeah, so. I mean, it's all about, your customers that buy maybe that one, mascara 3 times a year from you, but you also know the ones that are continuously coming back saying, hey, what's new? What do you have? What do you have in your inventory? And it can become a great, I call it a partnership, because they know that they can call you and that you're going to have that product and that you're going to be able to deliver when they need it.
Yes, thank you so much.
I like your ideas. I've been sitting here wondering, because I had husbands and boyfriends buy their girlfriend stuff. I'm like, well, what am I gonna do now? But now I'm sitting here going, I could do a Facebook Live and I could talk about the new year, new you. I mean, these are great ideas. And I'm like, wait a second. Now I have a list going of what I'm gonna do tomorrow.
That's right. So you're using your time smarter, and you're thinking about in pockets or hours, which that we've been trained to work in, on how you're going to entice your customers. And all those seeds that you're planting or you planted 6 months ago are now coming to fruition. So it's real important that you just continually cultivate and work those customers. And I mean, men talk because they'll tell each other, hey, this person took care of me, and it really does add to your customer base. And especially if you can get those, I know I had talked to Lori and a few other people that are in our unit, that you get the gift cards out to the customer or get the free facial out to that customer. You may not have even seen this person before, and you've sold to the husband. When you see the wife, you're like, oh, okay, or the girlfriend. So you want to give them that extra. They bought more than just that tube of lipstick or that perfume or lotion. They've bought a personal beauty consultant that will be able to take all their skincare needs into consideration. So Brittany, I had a great time working on this, and she has lots and lots more info and best practices to share with you guys. So I'm going to turn that over to her right now.
Hey, everybody. Good evening. Bear with me. I live out in the boondocks and my internet sometimes doesn't want to cooperate. So thank you, Amy, for sharing your handful of tips for the new year and continuing your business. So I'm going to continue on. Some of my suggestions, first thing is jumping into January, jumpstart into January. And this is something that I actually did a few days ago in my own Facebook group, private group. But hop on your private group, share 5 of your favorite products or the products that you're using the most right now, a little bit of information about them and how to use them and why you love them so much. And just encouraging women, whether they have a skincare routine or don't have a skincare routine, getting that new skincare routine, jumping into January, and having healthy looking skin. Also, something that I did is I kind of shared a little bit, not specifically related to specifically Mary Kay, but shared a little bit of what was on my heart, a little bit about the past year, and a little bit about what I wanted to accomplish in the coming year. Also on booking. So this was something that was actually brought up in the Ignite event the other weekend. For those of you that weren't on that event, I encourage you to reach out to your director if they haven't already invited you to that event, and go back and watch those videos, because some of the ladies on there were really awesome, shared a lot of great tips. But the tip was reach out to your customers that have birthdays coming up. Go on Facebook and look at your Facebook friends and see who has birthdays coming up in January, February, March. Reach out to them, suggest having a birthday bash and giving them a small free gift for hosting a party and getting their girlfriends together and having some fun for that person's birthday. And so that was something that was brought up in that Ignite event, and giving them 50% off shopping with you for hosting the party. Next, I kind of call this a give, go give. This is actually something that is similar to what Mary Beth, my sales director, does at the beginning of the year with our Nashville Rescue Mission, where we collected lip glosses and did an event with them. But basically what it is you choose either a rescue mission, a domestic violence shelter, something that's near and dear to my heart is a oncology office. Some of you already know that I am going through breast cancer for the 2nd time. And so that's kind of near and dear to my heart. So reaching out to your customers, reaching out to friends, reaching out to family, and saying, hey, I have this event that I'm doing and I'm collecting lip glosses or lip balms or lotions, and can you purchase a lotion that we can donate to a woman that's going through breast cancer treatment, just to put a smile on her face and make her feel good, or a woman that's in a domestic violence shelter with her child, something that just puts just a smile on their face and lets you know that somebody else is thinking of them. And that was kind of something that we kind of already somewhat do, but you can do that in your own community. And just a way to reach out. And then you take the profit. So say you have Susie, who purchases whatever product it is that you're doing, purchase the lip balm, and you take the profit from the lip balm and you purchase another one. So you're not making any money off of it, but you're donating those to that organization or event, whatever event that it is that you're choosing to do. And I love that. Mary Beth knows that I did really well with that last year. And I think the reason why I did well with it is because I just love helping other women and seeing them have a smile on their face. Also, hostesses. So anyone that hosts a party for you, you give them 50% off. And then also, this was kind of an idea that I had. If you have a hostess that hosts a party for you and you get a booking from that booking, you offer that hostess a $25 free gift to whoever they choose, whether it's a family member or a friend, a close friend, and you will give them a free $25 gift in their name that you'll send out with a little note thinking of you from Susie or whoever. And I thought that would be like a really sweet thing to do. Also, Mr. Ryan, my son, is out here and he might pop in a minute. Last thing that I wanted to share with you all is sharing the opportunity with anyone and everyone. Call family members, call customers, call close friends, and just sharing the opportunity. $30, that's all it takes is $30 to have a Mary Kay business. What other company do you know has a business that you can start for $30? I don't. So encouraging y'all to share the opportunity with anyone and everyone, because you just never know what somebody's looking for. Extra income, girlfriends, whatever it might be. So I knew it was coming.
He's so proud of you, Brittany. He's so proud of you.
So yeah, so that was pretty much all of our tips for continuing your holiday business after, or your New Year business after the holidays. So if anybody has any questions, anybody have any questions? No.
I love all of your guys' ideas. They've just blown my mind, and I can't wait to, like I was telling Amy, like pick through them and see what's gonna work for me. I love it. Thinking outside of the box. You guys are using things that are also tried and true, and we're really thinking about others. We're thinking about our hostesses. We're thinking about gifting them and spoiling them and making them feel important. So I love that. It's so amazing. I think these are all really great ideas. Thank you guys.
Yeah, I think it's great because it just gives you a good variety. And so you can pluck different things, you know, that might be appealing to you and you feel like that you would be confident in doing, or pick a couple different things and kind of spread it throughout the year and just see what you can do with it.
Yeah. So very awesome. Well, before I pass this back to Ruth, I just want to say again, thank you so much, Nancy, Mary Beth, Christy, for allowing us the opportunity to just work together, to use our strengths, to grow a little bit, to stretch a lot, and for relinquishing control. I'm talking to you. For relinquishing control and trusting us to pour our passion into everybody else, because that's such a huge thing. I'm learning more and more about myself, that it's such a huge thing that I love to do. I love to pour into others. I love to teach, and I love to guide and mentor. And thank you for allowing me the opportunity to be the leader of some amazing women who had great ideas. I just literally, you guys blew me away tonight. Thank you so much for working with me and working over the holidays, trying to get it all put together, but still focusing on your families. So you guys are so amazing. Thank you so much, our leaders, mentors, guides, friends. Thank you to the wonderful ladies that shared this session with me and teaching and sharing your passion in your heart. I just really, really, I'm so appreciative and so grateful. Thank you so much. So, does anybody else have any other questions before I hand it over to Ruth? Yes, Mary Beth.
Wow. Wow. All blown our skirts tonight. Y'all probably have leggings on, but seriously, you blown our skirts off. It was incredible. So we've got a little something for you guys. Are y'all ready?
Oh man.
Internet connection. Hold on. Is it on? Internet trouble
Story of
out
my
there.
life over here, internet connection.
Is anybody excited? Do you know what this is?
That's the new stuff, huh?
It's the new stuff. So we came up with a little game plan for you guys today. Okay. Would anybody like to have this before you can even order it? Like before you can get it from Mary Kay? So here's the amazing thing. Nancy has one of these. Christy has one of these. And I have one of these. So guys, y'all ready? Okay. So here's your challenge. Okay. So the challenge is, we only have one set to give away, like to get it ASAP to you guys. So the first challenge, so we're going to put your name into a drawing or do the wheel or however y'all draw. So number one, the first way that you can get entered, your name entered to win this set, is to take 5 pre-orders before the 15th. Okay. 5 before the 15th. Now, guys, we're going off the honor system. You don't have to call and say Susie, Nancy, yada, yada. We just want you to know, shoot your director a text message and say, hey, I've sold 5 by the 15th. Okay. When you do that, your name will go into the drawing. Okay. The next part of the challenge. So let's say you fall asleep and forget the 15th happens. Then you can go from the 16th through the 26th. Okay. When you sell 5 or more, or 5 from the 16th through the 26th, your name is going to go into the drawing again for this little package. Okay. So here's the deal, guys. Your order has to be submitted on the 26th. That is your honor system. We have to see that, hey, Ruth, I'm picking on you because you're first on my screen. But Ruth, we would see, okay, she just ordered 5 of the clinical solutions, or she ordered 10 of the clinical solutions. Her name is entered. But guys, if you sell more than 10, if you sell 11, guess what? Or you sell 11, your name's going to be in there twice, but we're going to give you an additional entry because you went 1 over your goal of 10. If you sell 12, we're going to give you 2 for the 10 and 2 more for the extra 2. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So guys, here's the deal. If you want to know more about this system, hop on next Monday. We're going to tell you all about it, the details. But in the meantime, don't call your director and go, tell me about this set. I want you to hop online and learn about it on Mary Kay In Touch, because that is the same training that each of us as sales directors went through back in, I think, September. We went through the same training. But guys, you want this in your hands if you live close to us, we can get it to you on the 26th or the 27th, because we'll do the drawing. Are y'all excited?
Yes.
And here is the amazing lookbook. We're not supposed to share with you these things, but guys, we want you to do PCP because it's this amazing. Okay. So this is what the book looks like. Okay. Any questions on this? Are y'all excited? I know. I figured y'all were. It is amazing. Woo! Okay. Ruth, I'm going to turn it over to you unless someone else has something they want to add.
Going once, going twice. Anyone have anything to say? All right. Well, again, thank you, ladies. Thank you. And again, to our wonderful directors, our mentors, we could not have done this without you. You have led us, you have trained us, you have mentored us, and you have guided us. And so we're so grateful for this opportunity. Alana, Cindy, Amy, Brittany, y'all brought it in. Y'all knocked it out of the ballpark, as we would say, and you rocked the house. So great job to you all. And thank you again for a wonderful job. Just remember what Miss Mary Beth said. Let's get out there and let's make that challenge happen. And let's find out who's the one that's going to get that challenge completed. So it's whoever comes first, right? One's on hand from each director. So let's see what happens. All right, let's make it happen. Again, thank you all for your participation. Thank you for listening to us. And thank you for giving us this opportunity once again. And I'm going to go on ahead and just close this out in prayer tonight. And again, we will see you all next Monday, but let's go on ahead and let's close out in prayer. Father, again, we just thank you again for this opportunity tonight for these beautiful women. I thank you, Father God, that you have brought to the table. They have brought to the table what you have given them, and they so eloquently have done so. They have given us information that is beneficial for us. It's to benefit not just our careers or our businesses, but Lord, to benefit us, Lord, and to teach us new things that will be helpful in our lives. Lord, I thank you for each and every one who spoke this evening, Alana, Cindy, Amy, Brittany. I thank you for your hand upon them. I thank you for giving them guidance and what they needed to teach tonight. Father, I just pray that as we all go out tonight, Lord, that your hand be with us, that you guide us, that you open up our minds of understanding, and that everything you give us clarity in the direction that we need to take in our businesses, in our lives, that every consideration is there, that we will not take a step without you leading us and guiding us, so that we will know the right direction to take and what to do in our next step. So we thank you again today for this opportunity. I pray for all my sisters here tonight, that your guidance would be with them, that you protect them and guard them from all danger and harm, and lead them in the way that you would want to go, Father. You go first before us. We ask this all, Father, in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, ladies, thank you again for tonight. This was awesome. We look forward to seeing everyone next week, and for all the new information that we're going to learn. Y'all have a wonderful night.
Good
night.
night. Great job, y'all.
You rock.